Hi friends, Tracy.bish here. Welcome to the Creativity in the Mail October class. This is our third of 4 cards. I love this card. It's such a sweet little card with little peekaboo reindeer peeping through. And here are all the parts for this card. We have a thick basic white card base. Then we've got some layers of garden green, basic white thick, real red, early espresso, very vanilla and crumb cake in our mixed. There's a lot of die cutting, so you are going to need the dies in this set, but honestly you're going to want these dies anyway because it's so beautiful. Now in your kit, your basic white piece will come already embossed with the Forever Plaid 3D. You don't need to have that. It's part of the suite, but you don't need to have it. But everything else you will have to die cut from that this set. So I'm just grabbing out all my dies, and honestly, look at these dies. We don't even use all the dies in this card class, but I'm guaranteeing you that you will use them in cards for Christmas this year if you get this set, and hopefully you'll all grab this set. Okay, so we have the leaves in garden green, the antler die with early espresso. We've also got crumb cake and very vanilla for our deer, and the berries in real red, and then that die cut, that embossed piece of basic white thick, we're also going to die cut that large circle from as well, which gives us that little pine background, which is so pretty. I think the little deer sticking out from the pine dies is really gorgeous. And I'm using my plate 4 because it's a 3D embossing folder. Now I highly recommend this Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, which is part of that suite. It is in that suite collection, and it's one of those large ones, so we can do a whole card front with this, which is so good. Okay, so you already have your piece embossed. We're going to run it through with this circle die cut. It's going to cut out all that intricateness with the circle, but you're also going to have those pine leaves just in the background as well, which is so pretty. And we've already die cut all our other little pieces, the holly and berries and our reindeer as well. So once you're popping this out, be careful to pop it out nice and gently. There's lots of little pieces there, so you don't want to break any of your cardstock when you're pulling the die out. And you may have a few little things that you need to pop through as well. So just use your pokey tool and pop all those pieces out as you need to. And look at that, it's gorgeous. And this really gives it a really nice frame to the card as well. With your card base, we are going to be sponging or ink layering in the background just to break down that colour of the stark white as well. And we're going to layer all our die cut pieces together. Now this reindeer is cut from 3 different dies. You layer the colours together, and look how cute that is. You can use lots of different colours as well. You don't have to stick with the crumb cake, very vanilla and early espresso, but those colours work really well together. Okay, so I'm lining up our die cut piece with our card base, and what I'm going to do is I just want to mark around where the circle is. This is going to give us an idea of where we can add our colour blending or ink blending with our blending brushes, and it doesn't go out the outside. So where our embossed rectangle is, we don't want it to go onto the card base behind there because we just want to keep it in that circle. So by adding those little pencil pieces, it's making sure that we're getting it in the right area without going too far out. So I've added some ink onto my ink blending brush, and then I'm just taking a little bit off with some basic scrap paper. This just makes as you're layering that colour down, you're not getting big swooshes or anything like that. You want it to be nice and light. You're better to add a few layers and get a nice colouring than have, a real deep colouring in certain spots. So nice light hanging onto the blending brush, and just do it really lightly, and you will thank me for that. And then we're going to come in with our garden green ink, and there's a little star or spots. I'm not really sure whether it's supposed to be snow or or what, but it's really pretty. And then we're just going to cover that area in with the garden green ink, and that also just ties in really nicely with that background. With our sentiment, we have a strip of basic white, and we're going to stamp that Merry Christmas with the garden green ink. So we're only using garden green ink with this whole card set. And if you don't get a good image, just turn it over and stamp it again. Here we go. We've got all our bits and pieces ready to go. Let's start layering the things together and putting the card together. With our embossed section, we're going to actually pop some dimensionals on the background and pop that up onto our card base. I recommend, making sure that you put enough dimensionals on there that doesn't sag. If you're sending this in the mail and you don't have enough dimensionals on there, it could sag a little bit and it won't look nice. So be generous with your dimensionals. They are very inexpensive, and you will really appreciate if it gets to the other end through the mail and it's not sagged and looking terrible. So just add a few extras there. It won't kill the bank, I promise. And we're going to pop that down onto our card base. Then we can move on to our die cuts. Now we have some berries die cut from Rural Red cardstock. We're going to pop them down with liquid glue onto our leaves, and we're also going to layer our reindeer together. So we have the top layer is crumb cake, the next layer down is very vanilla, and then the antlers are the early espresso. So I really love this color combo, and I think this is a really cute, I don't know whether you call it a deer or a reindeer, whatever you'd like, but it's absolutely adorable. We're also going to add our layer of our sentiment piece down to our old olive, and we're going to actually cut off the left hand side. So just after Merry, we're going to cut it at an angle, and you could leave it straight, up to you completely. I just thought, by layering it on an angle, it just gave it a little bit more oomph to the card, which was really, really pretty. Okay, so let's start layering our die cuts. Now, don't forget, all the measurements for this card are on that PDF, which I have sent out through the mail. You can either just download it or you can print it, and I really hope that you're enjoying both the PDF as well as the videos. I'm sure you can put the cards together just by looking at them for the majority of it, but you've got the backup of the PDF as well as the videos here as well. Okay, so I'm just using liquid glue for my 3 layers of the reindeer. Very, very simple. There is also in that set, we have presents, we have the holly and berries, the reindeer. This is just such a cute set, and there's actually a couple of presents that you could use. So we're just going to layer this in behind, actually it's probably going to be in front of this die cut, and we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. So we want the reindeer to be popped up, but you can please yourself with the holly and berries. I've actually just adhered that down with some liquid glue, but we're going to sort of cover up the bottom of that little reindeer with our sentiment piece. So you just want to make sure that you've got a good placement with your reindeer, and making sure that that sentiment piece is going to cover it up and look really pretty as well. So we've layered our holly and berries. I'm also just going to pop him a little bit under our reindeer and adhere it down with some actually, there you go, I used a mini glue dot instead of liquid glue. So doesn't that look so cool? Love it. Alright, so our sentiment piece, let's cut off the left hand side just on an angle, and then we're going to add this one down with some dimensionals. Now quickly, as we get through with this, we're also going to double over our baker's twine in the Rural Red combo and create a nice little bow, and we're just going to pop that in underneath the sentiment piece. Now I'm using a mini glue dot for that one, so that's going to hold that in place. You could do a big bow or a small bow, completely up to you, but I really liked that you know, we're bringing a little bit of the red in because of our embellishments of the peppermints and our little berries there. You know, we wanted to bring in a little bit of the red as well with our ribbon or twine. And then we're going to add 3 of our little peppermints down around the card, and then lastly we're going to bring in some Wink of Stella and colour in our little berries. Now the other thing you can do is spritz with your Wink of Stella over the card. I would, if I was doing that, I would probably cover up the reindeer, because I don't know whether I'd want it to be have flicks of Wink of Stella on it, but completely up to you. And if you like that shimmer and sparkle to your card, that would be something that you could definitely do very easily. All you need to do is just take your lid off and then hit it against, you know, your bone folder, your scissors, anything like that, any sort of a hard object. Just bash it over it, and you'll get nice little spritz and sprays from your Wink of Stella, and it really does cause a lot of sparkle and shine. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't hit subscribe, you could do that. And if you would like to leave me a comment, I would love it if you did that as well. Okay, I'll leave you here with this. Enjoy the 4th and final card in this series. Alright everyone, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye bye.